3D printing is a newer technology that has just started to find its foundation in fashion. It involves creating 3D objects based on a design inside of a computer software. This is then programmed into a machine that creates layers of this design in 3 dimensions. Being a new technology that has such a strong influence in the design space, it obviously has many advantages in relation to sustainability and general accessibility. It also has the great benefit of being able to instantly customize and endlessly redesign garments to designers or customers' liking. Having instant and endless reiterations is a wonderful way to experiment with samples, and as we know, this process is one of which usually produces additional waste. This, and along with cuts off and trash from traditional fashion manufacturing, can be reduced by 60% through 3D printing. Some designers have even attempted to manufacture garments with zero waste using this method, although with a great difficulty. The process of 3D printing also reduces the total amount of pollution as compared to traditional methods, whereby environmental and water pollution is common. There is also less need for the water and material resources compared to traditional methods. Additionally, the use of recyclable materials may be reused when the printed rafts and supports that serve no function once the design is printed. One of the most amazing benefits of 3D printing is not needing to fit the garment to the customer, but rather inputting their measurements and creating a garment custom-made with a little effort for the manufacturer, saving time and manpower. Having measurements of the individual means a design can be printed exactly to fit without need for alternations and repeated garment fittings. In order to make the designs more sustainable, there are a few options to reduce waste during the design process. This includes reducing rafts and supports so that there are less leftover pieces, as they not always can be reused. Thereafter, avoiding uneven and sharp edges that would usually need to be supported or processed afterwards with acetone and sanding. Also avoiding overhanding parts that are delicate and prone to being broken, and keeping balanced and solid filled shapes for durability of the garment. Although this method of design has a great potential, there are few things that need to be considered for the designer to start and continue to use this technology. Firstly, they need exposure and training in the use and sourcing of the software, materials and processes of designing using 3D print. There is a steep learning curve when first adopting these methods, and extensive research should go into beginning of this process. A paper by Patricia in Greenanger noted that the authors took 4 weeks intensive university course to learn this approach, and even after this there was a lot of experimenting and research to even produce the final products. This obviously makes the early stage of learning very unsustainable, but over time, once the processes have become automatic and fine-tuned, this should not be an issue. Iris van Herpen is the first designer who approached 3D printing to her collections. Iris van Herpen has a background in dance, and it formed her appreciation of a body movement, shape, and the interplay between shape and movement transformations. Iris uses 3D printing to mimic natural elements such as water, air, earth, and transforming this into aspects of her garments. She has even begun to venture into ideas about wood-wide webs, somatic patterns, synapses, magnetism, etc. She now has a hybrid studio where she integrates 3D printing into traditional design processes of draping and experimentation, so as to keep the natural interplay of physical materials and the designer. Iris has deeply connected her work with nature and sustainability and continues to innovate the ways in which she can better integrate nature and textiles. Another influential designer that has taken 3D printing to another level with innovating garments is Danit Pilek. In 2015, she made international headlines for being the first designer in the world to create an entire collection using the desktop 3D home printers for her graduate project at Schenker College of Engineering and Design. Then in 2016, she was invited by Paralympic Games to design a 3D printed dress for Amy Poudry, a double-leg amputee dancer who performed at the opening ceremony in Rio without ever having met her or fitted her physically. Danit believes that 3D printing opens up fascinating new opportunities in fashion and wants to inspire future generations of designers to dream big. She also believes that this new technology can dramatically reduce waste and pollution, thus providing a more sustainable, hopeful alternative for the future. Although 3D printing is a relatively new technology, prices for machinery, software, and materials are getting cheaper and more accessible to designers and the public. With time, new materials are also being experimented with to create more natural feeling garments. Whilst new printing equipment is needed to begin 3D printing, if there is a shift towards complete garment designs through 3D printing, this means that a multitude of machinery and ongoing costs could be cut off the businesses. Also, using digital designs means sending files is also easier and faster than actual products. Its enhanced accessibility has provided a new platform for design, customization, and innovation. According to Tanya 2017, 3D printing has the potential to redefine the ready-to-wear fashion industry's supply chain. Many fashion designers are taking advantages of this innovation, whether the focus is textiles, clothing, jewelry, notions, or shoes.